Hello, and welcome to Future Sounds from Crystal Ball Records, the only music comedy advice podcast where the past, present, and foreseeable future all meet in one incredibly occult record store. My name is Vanessa, I own Crystal Ball Records, and I will be your guide. I have my tarot cards in one hand and my favorite records in the other, and I'm ready to predict tomorrow's hits, revisit yesterday's misses, and yap about today's chaos with my friends who are just as questionable as I am. Each episode, I'll spin through the weird and wonderful world of music, discuss the horrors of working customer service, answer listener questions about the ins and outs of record store ownership, and maybe even discover the next big hit before it goes viral on TikTok. So light your incense, drop your needle, and gaze into my crystal ball, because the future sounds kinda strange, but kinda catchy. Good evening, Crystal Ball Nation. Long time no podcast. Sorry. My name is Vanessa, and today I'm here with one of my best friends ever, who is here to talk to us about her debut album, Queen of the Airwaves. If you'd like to give us a little introduction about yourself.
My name is Hailey Ezzell, and my debut album just came out a couple days ago, which is absolutely insane. And certified nerd, music freak, and a friend of the ball, if you will.
Certified Crystal Baller is like the funniest thing I could call my fans and friends.
I'm obsessed with it, to be honest.
Yeah. I did do an Instagram poll one time. I was like, what should I call you guys? I'm thinking like the ballers, and everyone just had the most like disgusting, filthy things to say. It's like, okay, I regret asking. We're just gonna be ballers. We're just gonna be the crystal ballers, and it's gonna be fine. So I want to jump right into it because I've never interviewed anybody before, and that's going to be really obvious throughout the course of this podcast. So, gave it a listen, fucking love it. It is so good. It's on Spotify. Is it on any other streaming services right now?
Yeah, it's Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. If you use YouTube Music, I know no real person who uses YouTube Music, to be honest, but
I pay for YouTube Premium. YouTube Music is included, and I still don't fucking use it.
It weeks me out that it's like showing you a video, but supposed to be the audio. It wigs me out. I can't use it, but it's pretty much it streams pretty much everywhere, wherever you're listening to music.
Go listen to it right now. Pause this podcast, go listen to it, and then come back. Do your homework. But so I gave it a listen, and I gave it a listen a few times. I really did my homework, and I love it. But I posted on my story last night, like, oh my god, this is giving Dreamboat Annie. And Rachel, our good friend, texted me like, yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, it's giving Heart, it's giving Fleetwood Mac. But I want to know, like, what musical artists were your biggest inspirations when you were writing this album?
Yeah, it's so funny because I saw when you posted that, and when I was writing, especially some of the heavier songs on the album, my whole thing is like I want to write Barracuda by heart. So I want to write that. I love that song so much. I just want to write it. So whenever I'm going on, slightly heavier, I wouldn't call this album heavy at all, but like on the heavier side of my album. I'm always trying to get into that sort of Pat Benatar Heart sort of vibe. Obviously Styx.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to say like because I don't know if it's just because I associate you so heavily with Styx, and I'm like, this reminds me a little bit of Styx. Like, is that just the us talking, or is it actually Styx?
Is it just the fact that the whole reason we became friends initially was because of Styx, or is there actually a connection? I don't know. I hear her everywhere. So Styx is in there. A lot of 70s people. Journey is a big influence on me, just, I don't know, as a person somehow. Amy Lee, Evanescence is a huge influence. Her picture, you can't see it, but this is
signed poster. The signed poster that you got signed that I'm so mad about.
Yeah. My Casual Flex poster that I put at the top of my stairs. It's that's perfect. So whenever I do a tour of my house, I'm like, you can't avoid it.
Like, go look at her. That's real though. I can definitely hear it though.
Yeah, so she's a huge influence on me, and just all of those kinds of strong female-led bands, but also a lot of just the more melodic 70s and 80s sort of groups.
Felt so empowered listening to your album. I was like, oh my god, like, yes, this is feminist literature. Like, it genuinely felt so good to listen to.
That's so fun. I love that. And it's I tell people all the time that like my favorite genre, especially to perform, is angry women music. And I've got with between Next Time and How the Story Goes, I really like tried to cement myself into that niche.
I actually, I did have a question about how the story goes, and also keep coming back because they sound like they were really like cathartic to write. So, were there any songs specifically that like made you like feel better or like get you through a dark time, like writing them?
So specifically with regards to like how the story goes, that was I'm going to be kind of vague because it's still kind of close to when the event happened. Essentially, this person pissed me off by trying to tell me that I didn't know who I am as a musician, essentially, and they specifically they told me that my image with the song that I had shown them was more akin to pop music and tutus than it was to specifically tutus than it was to like rock artists, and it pissed me off to the extent that I was like, okay, you want a rock song? I'll show you a rock song. I wrote that and I played it, and it got like it was for a school thing, and so she then had to kind of work on it on and off for the rest of the semester. Um, but so that was cathartic in that way, and then a lot of them worked in that manner to different degrees. Wanting You stands out as a big example in terms of, especially when I started initially playing it, getting some very big emotions out. But all of them kind of have their own little catharsis moments. That's really the perfect word to describe it. So they all kind of do that to a varying degree, but those two in particular stand out to me.
And like honestly, the tutus comment is so fucking degrading. Like, yeah, no wonder this is
Oh,
angry woman music. What a weird, belittling fucking thing to say to somebody.
no, and it was like a song that it's not one that's on the album that she was referring to because I'm still workshopping it partially because I'm now kind of in my head a little bit about it ever since then.
Yeah.
I was so pissed off about it that it just immediately she like walked out of the room and I was like, give me a pad of paper right now. Give it to me now. I got this. And
As you
I like
should.
crushed it like that afternoon. I was like, screw this bitch. I just can't do this.
That's so real. So this kind of leads into another thing I wanted to talk about, which is Next Time. Really fucking scathing lyrics like I don't suffer fools and I hope you learned your lesson because there won't be a next time. And I love drama. Feel free to not answer this, but was this based on true events?
Yes, very, very much. Actually related kind of to what how the story goes is about in a way, but with a different person. Essentially I got into an argument, a verbal argument. I've never fought anyone, so a fight, I mean a verbal argument with this person once again about my music. I don't really care about anything in life besides my music. So if I'm getting in a fight with someone, it's probably about my music. This girl was the sound engineer for a song that I was working on, and she wasn't following my vision, and I kept, firmly but politely telling her that she didn't know what she was doing, and that I'm essentially the client, and you kind of gotta. I know that objectively I am right in this thing. This isn't like an opinion thing. This is like I am correct. And I hate to sound it like that because it makes me sound so cocky, but like
No,
this,
no, you're fine.
trust me, I was I was correct in this scenario, and I was talking to a mutual friend who was kind of in this group of people about it, and I was complaining about the girl because he had asked me like the situation, and then he got back to me either a couple days later or something like that, and it's like, oh yeah, so I spoke to so and so about what you said, and I was like, you did what now? It's like, yeah, I told her what you said. I said, no, 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 no. That's not what this was supposed to be. We were having an A-B conversation, not an ABC conversation. So pretty much the song resulted from that I'll call it altercation in terms of, saying, I I went to you with my words in confidence and you turned them in like evidence. It's like
Yeah.
unfortunately due to that. And also just a small rip. I said I said that he was small. He's shorter than I am. So
Oh,
I meant to
ooh.
double it. But this person, I've never told this person that the song is about him, but because we're still friends. And honestly, writing the song, I think, is part of why I was able to still be friends. Because as you were saying earlier, the catharsis of just getting it out, puking and rallying, getting getting it all out, so that you can continue to be a polite person in society. So yeah, that was big on Real Story.
That's real. That's good to know. I love drama. But like your vision, like you were talking about your vision, was there anything that you just could not compromise on? Like, this is the specific thing that has to happen with this album. This is how I see it in my head, and I will not budge on this.
I'm trying to think because in terms of this album specifically, a lot of it was me and my dad because my dad was the producer.
Your dad's a
Uh,
treasure. I love your dad.
he is an odd guy. I love him so much, and he worked. I mean, blood, sweat, tears, probably all literally, on working on this album with me. And so he and I would have like tiffs, if you will, about like, okay, well, no, I think this should go this way, and no, this should go this way, and blah blah blah. I remember specifically wanting you band version, the full band rendition of that song. I was very conflicted about the idea of having a guitar solo on it because Wanting You is the only piano solo I have ever written. I do not like soloing. I do, it makes me very nervous. And I tell all my musician friends will be like, oh yeah, Hailey, we'll do like anything but a solo. And so Wanting You is the only solo I've written so far. I won't close the door on that, but I was kind of conflicted about having a guitar solo in that. So I was like, I don't know. And he's like, no, 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 like this is gonna be good. Like just let him try it and we'll see kind of what comes from it. And then the guitarist, Max is his name, he just poured out this god awfully beautiful guitar solo that is my favorite on the album and probably one of my favorite ever. I mean, this man, it pisses me off actually. That's how much I like it. It like enrages me to a certain extent. It's just so good. I'm like, why? But it once that was out and written, I was like, okay, yeah, this has gotta work. Goodbye piano solo for for this version. We'll keep the guitar solo.
I want to know, does this album, like, you had a vision clearly, does this album sound like the final product? Does it sound like you imagined it would in your head?
Honestly, it sounds better because I didn't to say that probably my dad and I were a little in over our heads with this whole process would kind of be an understatement. I mean, I'll tell you, I we had what we thought was like final draft one, and we're looking at it. We're like, this is really close. This is very close to being correct. This is very close to being as good as it's going to be, as close to perfect as we're going to get it. But let's show it to a friend to get some insight. One of my friends is Dennis Atlas, is his name, and he's in Toto now. He's a good friend
Shit.
of mine. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. He was in a bunch of Styx tribute bands.
That's
I
such a
know,
flex. Like,
right?
oh, he's in Toto and we're friends. Like,
His
that's
friend
such a
in Toto,
flex.
but he part of the reason I reached out to him was because a couple of years ago he had released his debut album, which he had completely written, recorded, produced, everything, blah 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 blah, completely by himself. And it sounded stupendous. So I was like, "Hey, Dennis, I know you're like busy, like touring
You're
with
busy
Toto.
being in Toto.
I know you're hanging out with Steve Lukather, but could you give me like half an hour of your time?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And he listened to it and he gave a lot of great actionable feedback and we acted on it and it just night and day became something that I was like, yeah, okay, this sounds pretty good to like, oh, Oh, okay. Yeah. So
It's
that
funny how
was,
things come together like that.
yeah, I was like, okay, this is great. So in a lot of ways it became something much better than I could have imagined. So I'm very pleased to
As you
say the
should be. It
least.
sounds like a lot of work went into this.
Yeah.
So, like, what would you say, like, from start to finish, like writing the first song to like getting the vinyl pressed? How long did this take?
So the joke of the past several years has been the album will be out at the end of the year. I have said that I think for 3 or 4 years now. And here she is. Finally, you know, it was a long gestation, but here she is. So I think it was honestly about 3 or 4 years between the initial first song being written, the first song being uh wanting you, to getting the vinyl printed and pressed and sent to my house for me to scream over. So yeah, long, super long process. Lots of stuff, lots of life happened between A and B, but I think it led to a maturing in not just like literally because I was like a child of some variety. I was like 20, which isn't legally a child, but I was a child. To between just like a literal maturing and a musical and songwriter maturing, I feel like it was kind of good to really kind of marinate in this and let it pick up all the correct flavors and everything.
Yeah, because like I've obviously never put out an album, and like I guess the closest thing I would have to doing something of that like caliber is opening my store. Like it's a big thing, and it's like, do you feel like a different person now that you've done this?
I kind of do, honestly. It's if anything, I'm a little more relaxed while still being more anxious. Because I'm like, I finally did what I said I was going to do. I finally achieved the big goal, the first big goal. So I mean, there's that. I do feel I have sort of like I'm proud of myself. You know, I have sort of very pleased with myself and very for that. So I mean, in terms of that, I feel like yeah, I've grown, I've changed, and I don't know. I feel like there's still a lot to learn. You know, as I think there is throughout life, regardless of whatever you're doing. But I do feel kind of different now. I can just say, hey, I've put out an album. It's there. There she is. Here she is, and I look really cool on the album cover.
You do. What was it like getting a whole photo shoot done like that? Like what was like did you have to decide which one you wanted to be the cover, or was it like you knew this one was it? Like there's no contest.
So we actually did like a really kind of cool thing, and the shooting of the album cover is going to be part of the music video. So we were kind of two birds, one stoning it. So we did have a couple different outfits. I think I did three. The final one being the big red dress and everything. So, but I initially had the image as soon as I wrote the song Queen of the Airwaves, which was one of the last songs I actually wrote for the album. As soon as I wrote that, I pictured immediately how I want the cover to look. I knew I was like, okay, well, Queen, we've got our like visual thing of like, okay, Queen's in a throne, we got a crown, but we're doing airwaves. So okay, instead of having like a scepter, we've got a mic stand. And then like, I don't know, we could do just like have like look very royal, you know. So as soon as I had that in mind, I was able to kind of put together, and I had a wonderful photographer who's actually also my videographer for the actual music video that should be coming out next month in December. So I'm really excited. I'm so excited, dude. But
Yeah, because this raises even more questions. Because, like, now I
yeah,
know there's going to be a music video. Like, what was it like shooting for a music video? That's crazy.
it was actually insane. It was so fun. We did it over like the course of several weeks just because I made the wonderful, horrible decision of contacting and enlisting the help of my friends who run a videography company. But they're also all grad students. So they're like super busy. And I was like, okay, great. I picked a group of like the busiest people I know, and I'm trying to get them all together at one place at the same time. Great. Wonderful planning, Hailey. But it really has been, it's really fun being able to do this. I've never done a music video before. And most of my recordings and stuff have been like live video concerts, if you will. So I've done stuff like that. But in terms of having actual kind of acting, I've always said I'm not an actress, and thank God I'm not delivering any like lines or anything. I'm mostly just like making stern faces. Um, but I'm just very, very glad that this whole thing that I did enlist my friend's team. Their company is called Fusion Filming, and they primarily do like K-pop dance
Oh,
videos that are like
fun.
super good. Which
That's
is why
fun.
I told them I was like, listen, you're syncing movement to audio. That's all a music video is. So um I think it's going to turn out to be really fun. And I was able to I told Rachel this when Rachel interviewed me for her magazine that she works for. I got chloroformed, quote unquote, for the video, so that was really fun. That was really fun.
That sounds like it was probably really fun to film.
It was absolutely hilarious, especially because one of the main location we filmed at was the Tamarack Moose Lodge, which is like a charitable organization nearby, and they they allowed me to like borrow their rooms for a while. So I'm out front outside on like the patio. People are trying to leave, so we had to like let people out in between takes. And then I'm like just getting abducted on their front porch, like over and over again.
Oh my God.
It was so stupid. It
That
turned
sounds
out
so fun
terrific.
though. That
It
sounds so
was so much
fun.
fun. It looks great, and we're starting the editing now, so we're looking at December to get the date, and I'll do like an official announcement and everything. But it was so much fun.
Do we have a date on the vinyl release yet?
So technically, you can order them now because they are what's it, print on demand. They are available on elasticstage.com. And so that's how you go to like their website, you find me, and you can print it directly from them. I myself, for local people, have ordered a small batch, mostly so I can add mine to my own collection. Uh, mostly. Yeah, so for most people who aren't local to me or people who are looking to get it a little later, they can do it online, Elastic Stage. I think it's .com. It's a UK company, so it takes a little bit with the shipping, but the quality is good. So
Yeah, I remember when you posted the test pressing on your story and you were like, "Oh my God, like here she is. She's here."
it was so crazy, especially because it delivered before I saw the CD version. So this was like the first physical copy I was looking at all, and I was like, ah, ah.
Like it probably didn't even feel real like in that moment. Like it seems like such a surreal thing to like you're holding your work in your hands and it's like it's here.
Yeah, 100%. And it just turned out to be such a good quality between the actual photos and then how it printed on the album cover. Just looking at it, I was like, "Oh, this looks real. This looks very professional and real." And I'm just like I'm a little girl. What is going on? What
That's
is
so
happening?
real. Like I'm just a baby. I'm just a
I'm
girl.
a
What is
baby. What's
this?
happening?
But I would love to get some copies of that in the ball. Like
I
Crystal
would
Ball
love to
Nation,
have
please.
Crystal Nation, please. Yeah, no, I would absolutely love to arrange that with you, however it would need to be done.
Of course, I would love to. And like, of course, like what what could be better than hearing your own song playing at the record store? But like, I digress. If this is like such a weird question that I had for you, but like, so say you're out and you're shopping in a store and you hear your song come on like the PA at the store. What song would it be and what store would you be in?
Oh my god. Okay. I feel like it'd be the title track, Queen of the Airwaves, and I know you guys. I don't think you have these where you are, but I'd be Publix. Every time I go to, I joke that my cover band plays the soundtrack of Publix. Because I swear, it's like Publix and Home Depot have like the best freaking playlist. I don't know what is going on, but they always have absolute bangers going on. I just feel like Queen of the Airwaves is that perfect mix between like being slightly mellow to being like upbeat and keeping you like pleased while you're searching for a nice head of cabbage that you'd like hear it in the grocery store. That's my whole.
That's so real. And like, I know what you mean completely. We don't have Publix up here, and I don't think you have Hannaford down there, but every time I'm in Hannaford, they're playing like back to back classic rock hits so loud. And it's like, who is on the PA right now? I love this, but like, who has the aux? I feel like, record store, like Hot Topic, like, yeah, you're gonna hear cool music in there, but like when you go to a grocery store and you hear cool music, that's memorable.
Yeah, every time I've gone into like a Home Depot recently, they're playing like Steve Winwood and like Phil Collins, and I'm like, what? And they're almost always like the more ballady
Yeah.
songs. I think, man, like we got like local dads in their fields in aisle 9 looking at the screws. It's
Not to out
hilarious.
myself as like a local dad, but like I think hearing In the Air Tonight in the Home Depot lighting section would fix me. I think that would be a fundamentally life-changing experience.
Contemplating a chandelier while also listening to the drum fill, I think would be perfect.
Well, thank you for having this discussion with me about your wonderful debut album and the Home Depot
Yeah,
lighting section.
perfect.
Perfect. Put two bitches with ADHD in the same room. You're going to talk about the Home Depot lighting section.
Listen, why is it so whimsical?
It's so whimsical. It's
So
literally just a girl. It's
whimsical.
so whimsical.
It was awesome.
Thank you for doing this. I've never interviewed anyone before, so I'm glad this actually went well, as I was so nervous that we were going to record this whole thing and I'd be like, oh, that was certainly an episode. But it was a delight to have you on. And if you just want to give any more identifying information, where to find you, etc., feel free to.
Yeah, no, firstly, thank you for agreeing to have me. I know once again, you having not interviewed a person before, I wasn't sure if you'd be down. So I'm really glad that you were willing to bring me on. I'm glad that we were able to do this. This was really freaking fun. And yeah, in terms of identifying information, Hailey Ezzell, musician, will get you pretty much anywhere. That's my Instagram. I'm on Facebook for my older fans primarily. YouTube. Those are the 3 main ones. And then I have queenoftheairwaves.com, where you can find my shop that has all the merch in it, including, I believe, the link to get to the vinyl, and there's also the CDs and shirts if you're a freak like that. All sorts of things going on over there. So that's queenoftheairwaves.com, and then Hailey Ezzell, musician, for everything else.
And I will put links to all of this, like when I put this on Spotify and YouTube and
Yeah.
all that jazz. I'll put links to all of that in the description so people can get to that easy. Thank you, Hailey.
Thank you.
It was so nice yapping with you.
This was a great time.
This was great time. We should do this again. We should do another episode with the whole group chat, not gonna lie.
It would be 7 hours long. It would I don't think we'd be able to publish most of it, to be honest. I think it would very quickly fall into degeneracy.
Oh no, the episode 1, we recorded that in Ottawa, and it was like 3 hours of yap, and I had to cut it down to an hour, and there was a lot of degeneracy in that. It's funny when you get a bunch of like girls our age who love classic rock, the things we'll talk about. It's like we're reinventing what in the 1960s when like girls our age were writing fan fiction about the Beatles. We're still doing that. It never changes. It never changes.
Time is a circle. And
Time
we're
is a
just
flat
hanging
circle.
through.
That's such a beautiful note to end on. Thank you. Future Sounds from Crystal Ball Records is recorded and produced by us, Crystal Ball Records. You can find our website at crystalballrecords.com or on Instagram at crystalballrecords. Please feel free to send in listener questions at crystalballrecords.com/podcast. We'd be happy to answer them in a future episode. Music used is Feral Angel Waltz by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com. And as always, thank you for supporting your local record stores. Today's card is Wheel of Fortune, and the 8 ball says it is decidedly so.